Hey, some more MCP stuff. Yesterday I had a bunch of trouble. Oh, I forgot my lights. One second. Thought I looked a little orange. Yeah, yesterday I had a little bit of trouble with Cloudflare, and they're gonna look at it and hopefully get it fixed soon. We've got some exciting things that are gonna happen in the SDK for MCP2 that I'm looking forward to. So right now, I'm going to focus on exploring a little bit more with MCP UI. That's going to be like the main thing for this stream, I think. We'll see where things go. Sometimes they go a different direction than I expect. So let's get into this. Let's pop open, Epic Me MCP. And let's see here. That was a mistake. Get rid of that. Remove thing. I really don't care that much about my commit messages. Maybe I should. Oh, let's get Spotify rolling. Yep, there we go. Okay. So I've got my routes, my UI. I have this journal viewer. So first we're just gonna make sure that it actually works and looks reasonable. So first, before I do anything like that though, we've got a couple things going on here. So first, this, and I confirmed that this is, let's see. Oh, he even confirmed that it's working. Yeah, so I thought I confirmed it was working. Oh, wait, no. I didn't confirm. But it looks like, yeah, that validation token is coming through. So I'm going to assume that it works. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. And next, this is the pull request. And this is also, are these the same pull requests? Yeah, it's the same pull. Why am I getting two different emails for this? Yeah, okay, great. So we've got a bundle of this. I'm gonna download that. And actually, the command was given to me. Need to do that. Once that thing is downloaded, yeah, cool. Okay. Yeah, okay, we gotta fix that. All right. But that should not prevent us. They have a workaround for that, so that works fine. Let's see. I get my terminal out. Okay, very good. And then let's delete that. Let's move Goose into applications. Replace. Very good. And then Goose. Honk. Ha ha ha. Okay, hold on. Let me pull that over here. Oh, whoops. I need to press always allow. Uh-oh, this happened the other day. Okay, good. All right, yeah, local failed to start because it's not running. So let's go, where'd that go? Here it is. Awesome, dev server's running. Let's come over to extensions and start Epic Me local again. Off it goes, authorization successful. And let's come over here to chat. Who am I logged in as on Epic Me? I'm not logged in. Me plus Goose at kentcdodds.com. Sweet. Here's my 6-digit token. And that is right here. Stick that in there. Validate. Validation successful. I wonder if I can see token result. I'm not sure what. Interesting. It looks like it says it is successful. All right, whatever. It worked. So we're gonna just keep on going and hopefully we don't have any trouble. Hold on. Very interesting. There's a lot to this. This workshop will not be able to cover everything that you could possibly do. And I think that's fine. You can now close this window. No, that's not how this works. Can now make authenticated requests. There we go. How about that? Boom. Live reload because it's an iframe. That's neat. Okay, great. So now check who I am. And it's going to say that you are me plus Goose at kentcdodds.com. That's not. Interesting. So it looks like, yeah, that's right. The token. Aha. So tool, that's what they told me. They told me that tool calling is not supported anymore. That's like a really significant thing that I need. I'm kind of confused. All right, yeah. Okay, let's go here. Things seem to be working well for me, except the lack of tool calling in the latest version is a bummer. It basically makes it like, I can still play around with stuff. Yeah, my token is that. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, great. Please show me my journal. There it is. I don't have any entries. Great. It keeps on thinking that I can click this link. I can't click that link. But that's on them. They gotta figure that out. Okay, well this looks great. Okay. Please make up a journal entry for me. Insert it in the database. Then show me my journal again. I don't think that this will reload automatically. Because we're running the dev server, it might. I don't think it should though. Oh, right. It failed because I return a resource link, and they don't support resource links yet. And so then it tried 3 times because of that. And it's like, well, whatever, I'll just list your journal. And now I've got 3 journal entries because it tried 3 times. Okay. And then if I click view details, that is not going to actually work. Oh, terminated, huh? That's interesting. Let's see, view details. That button. Is this button inside of a form? No, okay. View details. Okay. So we just need to have that view details call a tool. But we can't call tools because Goose doesn't support tool calling. So that's too bad. We could, though, have it route like so that's the question is how much are you just building a website that is viewable in a chat application? And how much are you just having like individual widgets and stuff? That is the question. Like, we're just so early in this. What is that user experience going to be like? And a lot of it just depends on the client itself and what experience the client offers. And right now, probably, if I were to click on view details, having it make another tool call and showing a new UI here would be kind of annoying compared to just like change the UI that I'm looking at to be the detail, to show me the details, and then I can easily like have a, back button or whatever, and then I can look at other details and stuff. So Uh-oh. I just took apart something. 1 second. There you are. Okay. Hello, Ceres. Just noticed your chat. Let me fix this. I broke it. It's just a little toy that I play with sometimes. It spins. You probably can't see that very well. Yeah, what do we do? My thought is that in the future it will be much less of a thread and more of like there's a persistent chat area and then it just like updates the UI. It's kind of hard because the lack of chat is going to be a problem. I guess the other thing that I need to work out is authentication, because right now I just hard-coded, give me Goose's stuff. But we need to have some mechanism for getting the token and whatnot. So this would be a new table, like actually in tools. Oh wait, no. I'm just trying to think if I can avoid having to stick this in the database. Basically what we need is a short-lived token. Yeah, part of me wants to punt on this. Yeah, I kind of want to punt on this, because I can, like I'm planning on having the UI workshop be before I do authentication. So then I don't have to worry about this piece. This is really kind of complicated and likely to change significantly, like the approach that we take for this sort of thing. So I think maybe we'd do the UI workshop and then we go to the auth workshop, and I remove the UI stuff and say, this is possible, but it's not straightforward and it's going to change, so I'm not including it in the workshop. Feel free to dive in deeper if you want to. That would simplify a lot of things. So I can stick with the validation token UI though, because that is doesn't require authentication, even though it's like part of the auth process. So, yeah, okay. I'm trying to decide, should I rip this out or not? I think I'm going to. I think we're just gonna leave it the way it is. To do. There's not an established pattern for authentication with MCP UI. One way we could do this is with a token as a query param that is short-lived, so it's not a problem to include in logs. And then that can be swapped out for a proper long-lived token. Should be relatively straightforward, but when you add the long-lived stuff, that gets complicated quickly. So there's got to be another way to do this, and we're punting on that for now until something shows up in the spec that makes this easier. Yeah, thank you. Okay. We're gonna just get rid of that. And fix stuff. So, with that said, I think I'm actually pretty much done with this. So, I think I do need to go through and update some like descriptions and tool descriptions and stuff like that. Let's go to our commits. I probably should do better with my commits. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Improve things. Dang it. I should have update things. Maybe that's the one. Nope. Oh yeah, well this is really neat. Was the big one where I brought in React Router and stuff. It is pretty cool. Move it, I guess. More progress. Okay. Work in progress. There we go. Yeah, this is where, yeah, I brought progress from another spot. Oh man, I did a lot with this one. Okay. Huh, that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, these are the changes that I want to have applied elsewhere. All right, so let's go to MCP fundamentals. I'm actually thinking maybe I should wait to do this. I can do this later without too much issue. We really should get to the MCP UI stuff and make sure that this actually works. That would be a good thing. Well, okay, we'll come back to this. It's the work in progress commit that I committed on the 20th. Hopefully I remember that. Okay. Good. Okay, I'm getting a new sign. What do you all think of that? To replace my sign, my Epic Web sign. So here, see my beautiful Epic Web sign. It's so awesome, but as awesome as that is, I need the Epic AI thing. So this is what they've got spec'd out for me. I think I love it. I'm still trying to decide, do I want the purple on this side? I kind of like how on this one, it's just the blue and then it's all white. But here we've got purple, and then some white, and then some purple. I'm just trying to decide if I like that or not. I think they probably got that Epic AI Pro. Yeah, here, the favicon is that kind of like tilted AI. Yeah, I think I want to do a little bit more just Epic AI without the tilt, without the border. That looks awesome. I think I want to do Epic AI without the purple border and without the angle. Yeah. Okay, good. Cetus thinks I should keep the purple. I'm gonna need a reason, because I'm thinking I like it better without the purple. I found a reason for me. Okay. I don't know what prompt messaging is, but I'll look into it. All right, MCP UI.dev prompt messaging. Message types prompt. Prompt. What is the weather in Tokyo? Oh, so it basically is me just sending a message back telling the LLM what I want to have done, and then the LLM can decide if it wants to call a tool or not. I actually think that that's even better. I'm gonna try that. I'll try that right now. Actually, I just noticed I got a message I need to send to somebody. One moment. Okay, good. Taking care of that. And back. Here we go. Yeah, let's try this really quick. Epic Me MCP. Pull that back up again. Let's go to our token input. Whoop, yeah, token input. And then let's just say, can we switch from a tool call to a prompt instead? Do it for me, please. Pretty please. Yeah. I forgot that we had that as a utility. Let's make another utility for create prompt or something. Yeah, send that right along right now. Yeah, send prompt. That's a good idea. You just like the purple. No, we're gonna keep the purple. Don't worry. The logo will be purple, just like how the logo is blue here, and then it's white across. So we're gonna keep it. We'll have a purple logo, but then it'll just be white across, and I think that will just look a lot better. So we'll see. All right, here we go. We've got our send prompt thing here. I think I still want abort capabilities. Right? Or, oh, we don't get a result. Here, actually, we don't get a result from prompts though, do we? I would need to get the result from the prompt so that I can update the UI to say whether the submitted validation token was submitted correctly or not. Was successful. Okay, yeah, here, let me pull this over. But maybe that's fine. Maybe the way that this should work is the UI is pretty ephemeral anyway, and the conversation just continues down the line, rather than having the UI update to user actions automatically. A lot of this new user interaction model is just kind of tricky because we don't really know what is best just yet from a user experience standpoint. Part of what I'm thinking about is that maybe in the future the UI changes from a conversation thread to a persistent chat box that updates the UI the user is looking at in place. All right, handle prompt case. So I get whether the prompt was sent, but yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, that's fine. So there's no reason to abort or anything because it's just gonna happen and then it'll be done. Okay, let's take a look. Let's first get rid of that. Keep that guy. Keep that guy. Go to send prompt. What do you do with the abort signal? I guess technically we do get a response. Yeah, we'll keep that. Sure. And so let's come back here, use effect, and we're gonna keep the abort controller stuff. Send abort controller. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's see what happens when we do that. And let's pull up Goose. Let's do extensions, turn this off and on again. Go home and please log me into Epic Me with me plus Goose at kentcdodds.com. There we go. All right. This is actually going to be a better experience. Before, you would see that the tool call was made, but like the AI doesn't do anything with that. It's just like tool call made, and then they didn't trigger another generation. I kind of think they probably should, but now I say validate token, and there we go. So it's successfully logged in. Yep. Do you miss the YouTube chat message? I don't. I see you. Hello. Do I miss it? I don't. I'm confused. Hi, White Tommy. I do see it sometimes. I don't always look, but most of the time I see it. Give me 1 second. Sorry, this is a private email, so. Okay, cool, good. Yeah, so I should probably pull up Discord. Whoops. I 100% agree. Sounds great. Authorization is going to be a big one too. Except this probably doesn't make sense because this is supposed to be a message from the user. So send prompt Please validate this auth token, and we don't need that. With the epic me authenticate or validate token tool. There we go. That'll be better. I think my prompt could use a little bit of work, but it works, and I think it's not a terrible experience. Okay, and let's say token submitted successfully. Yeah, please wait for the agent to validate the token. If you need to try again, simply try to authenticate again. I don't know. If you have trouble, ask your agent to try authenticating again. Okay. There we go. We're going to go with that. All right. Good. That's neat. Yeah, pretty cool, I must say. Must say indeed. Here, we're going to make the AI do it. Write my commit message for me. Thank you. All right. Cool. Oops. Okay. Yeah, let's come over here now. So the idea here is I'm not using React Router for this. But I am using Cloudflare. I could do this with standard IO. There's no reason I couldn't have like a web server that handles HTTP calls, or like you can also just submit raw HTML, but I want to show iframes, so here we are. So yeah. Oh, there's the guy that was working on something. I need to go check that really quick here in just a second. But yeah, I could use standard IO, start up a web server or whatever, but like most people are going to be doing web servers for their MCP servers anyway. So now's the time we move over to the web server with Cloudflare. Yeah, and so then I can just have the UI, or let's see, it would be in here. This is going to handle all UI stuff. I'm going to update this a little bit. But yeah, so that'll work a little better. I got to take a quick break. I will be back soon. I'm back. Hello. Sorry about that. Getting back to things now. All right. So, first, in the final version of Epic Me MCP, we actually take the MCP stuff and put it in a directory called MCP, which I think is reasonable to do. But I'm not sure that this structure where the app and the worker stuff in separate spots. In fact, here calling it source, I'm not sure I want to do that either. I would like it if they could be more side by side. I don't know. We're gonna just stick with that. It's too early to have an opinion. Oh, right. That's right. So here we have, this is where the app actually lives. And so we don't need a database because we're doing this, like in Epic Me, I am both the database and the MCP server and the app, it's all in one. Whereas here we're gonna say, oh no, the app is somewhere else and it handles the database and the authentication stuff. And then your MCP server is just here. So really all that we are is like the MCP related stuff, which does simplify things a bit. So yeah. So I think we don't need to do like a subdirectory. We can probably keep it as source. In auth, yeah, it's all still there. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do, like, I don't think I'm gonna get the workshops involved in React Router or anything. It's all gonna be basic HTML for this. So yeah, this is all just fine the way it is. All right, great. So the tool will be the journal view. Yeah, view journal right here. And it's UI view journal. The iframe is /journal. That matches up to here /journal, get journal view, respond with HTML. Get journal view takes the DB client, we get our entries, get the head, have the title, and then we create the entries grid. We have our entry cards. We have icon. Okay, cool. And then, yeah, so here's the, initially it was like, oh, I'll create like nav links and all this stuff. And like, no, this is a little different from what you're used to. I think it probably does make sense. Here, let's go through this and let's make sure we're not missing, or like I've got it all in my mind here, but hold on. We are live, yes. Yes, you are, Max. Yeah, let's see here. Hold on a second, I gotta look at this. message. Hold on a second. I gotta do something else. It's a wonder that I get anything done. I keep on getting pulled away on different ideas of things I need to do. All right. Oh, just kidding. Okay. Oh, today I learned Firebase is building an MCP server right now. That's exciting. Okay, let me bring this back and come here. Okay, let me go through and make sure that I have it all fresh in my mind, like the different things that we need to cover. I think we will need to have more than just one UI tool that returns UI to demonstrate all of these things. So first, embedded iframes communicate via post message. The parent window can send message and vice versa. Message structure, we'll cover all that. Message types, we can cover tool, assuming that Goose supports it in time, which hopefully it will. We can, and not just Goose, like there are other tools that support MCP UI. Like we could use Postman, but it's kind of a paid product, so I'm not like, I don't know. But the thing is, like, I can have tests that will verify that people do it right, so they don't even have to actually try it out. It's mostly just getting experience with like how things fit together and whatnot. So yeah, so I can show a couple of different, like you can use Goose, you could use Postman. There's also this MCP Jam thing that might work as well. So somebody's asking what I use to record my voice. It is Flow, Whisper Flow. It's fabulous. It is, yep, this Whisper Flow. It's awesome. It's fabulous. It really is so good. So take a look at that. Interesting. Okay, coming back here. Yeah, so we can do tool, we can do prompt. That's interesting. The iframe asks the host to navigate to a link. Yeah, see, lots of these things, I'm just not sure how much is supported by the various things, but we can cover them. It's just hard to know what the user experience is going to be like for these things. Okay, let's look at intent. Indicates the user has interacted with the UI and expressed an intent, and the host should act on it. Payload, intent, and params. Intent, create task, title, buy groceries. Yeah, so this is going to be like really specific to a particular client, and I'm focused on general clients. And so this would require some integration with the client SDK. I'm focused just on the server SDK with the general client. And so, yeah. Yeah, we go intent. There's got to be an intent somewhere. Yeah, let's see, intent. Yeah, I don't really expect there to be a lot of docs on that. Okay, that's fine. So I don't think we're going to cover intent. Notify. This one would be cool. I don't know if Goose supports this one, but I think I would like to cover notify, because that seems a little less like specific integration with that's just general, like send this notification please. I feel like that should be cart space updated. Okay, prompt we'll cover, tool we can cover. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. What are the different scenarios you'd want to use one or the other? I think we could have, like you have your list of things. We could have a button that is suggest tags. You press that and basically the prompt for suggest tag shows up. That would be kind of interesting. I think it would kind of overlap concepts, because prompts in MCP are like a specific concept. So and they're kind of different. So, what else could we do? I'm planning on having a delete button. So that could be the tool call is deleting. Whoa, what did I do? The link, not sure what to do for the link. I suppose we could have it be like a share on social media, like a intent, isn't it? Like, yeah, so you can have, I think post works now. Huh, that's funny. They didn't update this, but yeah, you can do post, and then it's text. Today is a good day. Boom. So I could do that. Yeah, we could do it that way. All right, let's make some notes. Notes ignored. MD. Right. Topics to cover. Prompts. Yeah, MCP UI prompts. Suggest tags. MCP UI. Or maybe, how about this? Summarize. There we go. That'll be better. So please summarize this entry. maybe. Or suggest tags. Okay, and then, yeah, we don't need that prefix there. So prompts and tool calls, delete entry, and then, yeah, I guess the UI journal view. Maybe raw HTML could be like a tag. Since it's so simple, just title and description. There's not much to it. And then link post on X. Intent post text whatever. Okay. Okay, that takes care of that. Can't remember if I used this. Oh, right, I use it to notify parent of current document size. Yeah. All right. This is not going to be an issue in the future. Then we'll have call tool and send prompt. Probably have a link thing. UI request data. Okay. Yeah, so this is another, like, yeah, let's put this in the notes. Topics not to cover because they're specific to a server client integration rather than a general purpose AI chat client. So this is our UI request data, and intent yeah, what notification could we show? So when you click delete entry, we could notify that it was successful, but they're gonna probably see that it was successful. But yeah, maybe. Yeah, so it's just intent that doesn't, that's really specific. Yeah. Yeah, this one is also kind of specific. It depends on what the host passes. So scooch this over. And that would also be UI lifecycle iframe render data. Same deal. Message received and response. Yeah. Oh yeah, very good there. All right, so we got the response. I don't see message that the host sends to iframe. So that would be, so we send the message, we would expect the message to be received. I'm not sure what you do with that. Like, message was successfully sent and received. I'm just not sure what I would change here. Like, I could say, don't wire up the handle message if we haven't gotten the UI message received. And yeah, acknowledges receipt, and that's optional. Yeah, so I think we're gonna just skip this. We don't care. That's fine. Maybe it'll take a long time for that to get, like, we could have a timeout, I suppose. I'll put that in the notes. Maybe have a timeout if we do not receive this message. We can show an error, but it's optional, so maybe not. But we definitely will have a UI message response handled by both prompts and tool calls. Okay. Okay, yeah, that covers that. Core concepts. Oh yeah. Okay, this one just like, what an interesting thing to include in the spec. I don't really understand why that is included. Having a backup, I guess, kind of makes sense. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't think we're going to really talk about that. Ouch. My pinky needs to pop or something. It hurts. I don't know that we're going to cover remote DOM. HTML content. This would be I mean, probably big beginning of the journal. Oh yeah, here it is. I already talked about this. Yeah, we talked about that. All right, so that's raw HTML embedded iframe journal view. Yep. Okay. I don't think I'm gonna cover text versus blob either. You really should just go straight to iframes like pretty quick anyway. So the URI list format, yeah, just use one. Okay. Yeah, that all makes sense. This is all client-side concern stuff. Okay, cool. So that takes care of that. Then on the server SDK, create your UI resource. It's pretty much the only thing we use. Yeah, so it's got the URI, the content, and encoding. Yeah, okay, encoding is required. I'll just mention you can do blob, but we're not going to do it. Yeah, I need to think about resource annotations. Should probably do those. Okay, that's it. There's not much to the server side, which I love. It's the way it should be. Make it hard for the clients that we won't have as many of them. I'm gonna ask. Where did it go? Oops. If they support remote DOM, then I might include. I actually kind of feel like remote DOM will be relatively common. Just because it's nice to be able to say, yeah, okay, I'll just render a button that the user can click for, you know, a stopwatch, start, stop, whatever. And it can just match whatever the UI looks like for them. I think that's reasonable. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I guess I'm a little tired. These kids, man, they're awesome, but kind of tiring. There we go. That got merged. Okay, 1 second. I just gotta do one thing. I can't get over this. What have I done? For a little while there, I was like, let's just see what I look like with long hair. Yeah, that was a mistake. Okay. I think I need can somebody help me understand the schema a little better? Or it's not schema, it's scheme. Is this really required, and what is the client supposed to do with the component name and instance ID? I feel like I could just make these up randomly and it wouldn't make much of a difference. What is the significance of the component name and instance ID? Let's start a thread because we are and are we limited to only 2 segments here, or can we add multiple segments? Come on, Darren. Don't you throw that into main thread. Jump in the thread, man. Yeah, okay, cool. So with this now, I feel like I have pretty good idea of what we're gonna do. So we'll start with raw HTML showing a tag view that just shows the name and the description, and then like, look, you can style this how you like, have it be your own branding and whatnot. And then okay. Let's see. Order of exercises. Exercise 1, raw HTML with tag view. 2, let's do links, post on X. Why am I doing these? We got numbers. 3, tool calls, delete tag. So maybe that's what we'll do. And then 4, because that's still like a pretty simple thing. We can just have a button. Ooh, do we want to do that? That'll get kind of big. It'll probably be fine. Yeah, I think actually we should have to be embedded iframe. Journal view, and then delete entry, and summarize or suggest tags. And then, yeah, this. I wish that that worked. Yeah. This could be yeah, 5 exercises covers most of the stuff. Yeah. All right, let's see what Darren had to say. Thank you, Darren, for, whoa. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm hoping to have a workshop on MCP UI by next month, and I would love to feature Goose, or to use Goose for all of it. Good to know. I am a little interested in what would happen if I am not unique. For me, the most important part is actually the iframe URL, but I'm very server-centric right now, so what am I missing? I would love to see a demo of this. Okay. Smile, you're on candid camera. Yeah, okay, so remote DOM. I think I do want to include this. So that would actually be a good use case here, remote DOM. Let's see, they've got remote DOM. Here we go. That is not linked. Basic component library. Text, button, stack, image. So we should have those basic things, right? So we could have a button. Oh, we could do a stopwatch, just like as a side thing. In fact, remote DOM could be the first thing we show. Let me see. Yeah, I asked Postman already. So yeah, then we just do, yeah, if we did a stopwatch, that would actually be a little harder with remote DOM. Here, let's try this. Please write me the simplest stopwatch possible in HTML. Start, stop, and reset. Yep, that's all you need. All right, how simple can it be? Ooh, 100 lines, not simple enough. Start. Oh, it doesn't even work. Oh, it's seconds. Reset. If we got rid of the styles, because that's kind of the point of remote DOM, so you don't have to do that. remove all styles and make it 100% in a script tag rather than with HTML. Seriously, no styles. Remove the CSS text stuff. You're absolutely right. Will this recording be available later? Yes. I don't see any reason to delete it, so yeah, it'll be available later. Make it as terse as possible. Let's play golf. See if it knows what I mean by let's play golf. Okay, sure. Yeah, we're gonna prettier-ify it though, pal. Nah. That was fun. Thanks anyway. I don't think we're gonna do a stopwatch. I would rather do something that's a little bit more realistic. So yeah, doing raw HTML I think makes sense. We say here's the tag view. What if you don't want to be like really specific on the styles and stuff? Let them choose. Here's remote DOM. So with tag view, and then we'll do embed the iframe. Yeah. 6 exercises is a lot for a single day. I think these first 2 are pretty quick. This one probably kind of quick also. This one's definitely quick. All right. Great. Well, let's get to the end. So we don't need an entry view, but we do need a tag view. I need to see. Yeah, so here's the remote DOM script. So remote DOM. No, remote DOM. Pretty sure, based on the examples that I've seen, that it only works. It doesn't work with HTML. Like, you can't give it HTML. You give it a script. All right, let's see. What do you know about the Shopify project called Remote DOM? Can you tell me if all of the element changes have to happen with JavaScript, or can I initialize Remote DOM with a string of HTML? I think that in the future, LLMs are going to be pretty, like, not have a lot of training data, but be really good at calling tools to get the context they need. I think that actually is already happening with modern models, which is interesting. No. Yeah. Could I not create an element and then call or assign inner HTML to that element? Oh, interesting. So in Remote DOM, it actually acts as a proxy to the DOM. So when you're creating elements, you're not actually creating DOM elements. Remote DOM is intercepting those calls and doing something with them. Interesting. Uh-huh. Very interesting. Okay, well now I know more about Remote DOM. So if I wanted to, let's do export a function called get tag remote DOM script. UI script, there we go. DB client. Okay, and this, it literally is just JavaScript, yeah. All right. Where's root come from? Hmm. Huh. There's root right there, but I thought we were in a different context altogether. Very interesting. I've got some kind of notification. What is that? I've lost where I'm at. All right, here we go. Okay, that sounds fine. we don't want entries. Yeah, tags don't have entries. What are you talking about? All right, that should be enough. Kind of feel like I should probably test this out here. MCP Jam. Yeah, they had the same problem because MCP UI needs to fix their React stuff. Okay, yeah, let's see. So we need remote DOM props. That's what we're looking for. Do they have remote DOM props? No, they don't. So they do not support remote DOM either. Oh, just noticed some chats. One of them is spam, but am I implementing MCP UI? Yes, on the server side. Remote DOM is more for React. Not necessarily. You can interact with the web component. Yes. It depends on the client. I'm working on the server side. I'm gonna make those chats go away for that. Whoever posted that spam. And now it's gone. Yeah, but YanJFR, thanks for the comments. Yeah, I'm focused on the server side, so I need to find a client that has support for MCP UI remote DOM if I'm going to demonstrate it. And then we use that. So right now, I don't know. Yeah, Goose supports MCP UI. That's my focus. Oh, cool. Nice. Thank you. That is cool. Yeah, so Goose supports it. They just merged the pull request for it actually, but I've been running on the a custom build or whatever. And so that will be out soon. But they don't support remote DOM, and they don't support tool calling. from MCP UI either. So hopefully that's all taken care of soon. But Postman at least supports tool calling. I know that for sure. Yeah, and then remote DOM is tricky. Not sure how I'm gonna do that one. Like we can build it on the server, but I want to be able to at least demonstrate it. So we'll see where we get to. Intent and tools. Yeah, so intent, that one, unless there becomes some sort of standard set of standard intents, I don't think I'm going to cover that because that is too client specific. So I don't think that I'm going to do that one, but we'll see. Okay, but I will do tools. I want to do tools. I just hope that Goose supports tools by the time I give my workshop. Built with SCIRA. I don't know what that means. So you're talking about this demo? Oh yeah, what is Sira? Cool. Yeah, that's neat. I need to provide a key or something, or what error was that? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's fine. So that said, I think this is probably good enough. I kind of wanted to show a button. Let's do delete button. I think remote DOM. Hold on. Add event listener. There we go. I feel like I would have to explain a lot of things to you. It'd be better to back up the video and watch from the early beginning. Yeah, right. I know what I'm doing right now, so I'm good. Thank you though. Okay, so we're gonna have to post message. Let's see. We've got we don't need a message ID here. We're doing just really simple tool name, delete tag. If we go this far, then the order gets messed up. But if we don't, then it's like, why did we bother showing remote DOM? I think having the button kind of makes it like, oh, so it's like styled. Okay, would be really cool if I had something I could use to test this in, but without building something myself, I don't. So we're gonna just assume that this works, and we'll try it out later. And actually, yeah, let's go to Tools, Delete Tag, Create UI Resource, URI delete tag, yeah, okay, framework, yeah, maybe, I guess. See, what if I don't care what framework is used? That's the thing, I'm not totally sure I'm like all the way in on this remote DOM stuff. I think it's interesting, I think it's cool. Just not sure that we're there. Still waiting to see if Postman supports a remote DOM. I don't think it does. All right, well, let's leave that as it is. And instead we'll just move over to this raw HTML, HTML string is that, and let's cd into, yeah, let's just run the server. Open up, go to final solution, start the app. Check out this new feature. Yoink! That's new and exciting and awesome. Tools, list tools, list tags, run that. We got some tags, beautiful. If I want to delete, hold on a second. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Yeah, this is in the wrong spot. This is when it already, let's do agent. Yeah, view tag, that's what we're talking about. Beautiful. All right, reconnect, list tools, view tag. All right, try that again. View tag. Yep, tag number 1. Run tool. Boom. There it is. The text is not what I expected, because they decided to make that. That's not what I meant. Nope. Raw HTML. There we go. That's what I wanted. All right, run it again. Ta-da, there it is. coding, programming, and development work. Okay, I think there's maybe a little too much in the head here. One second. I gotta do something really quick. I'll be right back in a jiffy. Okay, I'm gonna need to leave here in just a sec. Yeah. Here we go. We can at least see here, actually. Yeah, we're not gonna need to go back. Tag not found. Okay, there we go. And then that view tag needs to be starts with UI. Then no, we're gonna say split UI. Yeah. UI to render. Here we go. And then switch. All right, and then we got our tag. Okay, great. Oh, actually, we don't need to do all of that because the only one that's actually an iframe is the journal. So let's go back. That's fine. And this renders right in line. Yep, okay. Never mind, we're good. Okay, we can get rid of the entry. Okay. So we've got view tag and view journal. With you visually. All right. Let's see what that does for us. So we are at this URL. We're going to go to Goose. We're going to go extensions, add another extension. This will be Epic Me MCP UI workshop. Oh, whoops. Sweet, it worked. Okay, let's turn off local. Could you view my tag 2. Hey, there it is. Beautiful. Oh, right, this failed because the resource link that I returned. But there it is. Family. Time spent with family. That's nice. It's interesting that it knows what came back, so they include the UI in context. I suppose that makes sense for this one that's inline. Yeah, that's interesting. Cool. Now, please view my journal. Type error. Ooh. That's fun. Oh, this is, I see. Yeah, content is the thing. There we go. Then we get undefined. Oh, because it's a listing, it's not going to show us the content. It's just ID, title, and tag count. Yep. Huh, that's weird. It does, though. Cool. Okay, so then if we come back over here, try getting my journal or viewing my journal again. Please try again. There we go. Ta-da! Beautiful. Okay, I've got some stuff I still need to do, but I gotta run. So thanks everybody for joining. We'll see you next time.